Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. We are playing against the Tafuna Jets, and they want me to make a whole bunch of changes, and I'm not going to make them. So we have a relatively young team out here again. We're trying to allow a little bit of time for the likes of Afa to rest. Kenteoni, who just got injured, we want to try to get him back on track, and things like that. We're going to go ahead and make sure he's on general rehab here before we start this game. As a result, I don't know what to expect out there today. The Tafuna Jets are in third place. I mean, that doesn't mean that they're necessarily up at the level that we've been playing at, but the reason why we're not necessarily putting the best team that we have out there today is because we do want to save some of these players for the game afterwards, which comes in another 3 days. And so it's back to that old story of squad rotation, and the question is whether we can do this or not. And we'll see what happens. Our South Korean friend is up there at the very front. I was about to say our North Korean friend, but we haven't reached that part of the Hexagon challenge quite yet. That will come. It will come in due time. And so we'll go ahead and start this game off again. We're in the familiar red and white, and I think we are kicking off. We are, because we are the away team, even though every game is played in the same facility over at Pago Pago. Looking for Han and can't quite find him, and let's see what we can do here. Palipua is able to get onto that. Han Jong-sung, who's making his second start for us. I think it's his second, might be his third. Pretty sure it's his third appearance. I believe he has one goal. Maybe it was one or two. I can't remember how many he got in that match. We'll see what we can do. We're hoping for something from him, and something to at least increase my faith in him. But of course, we've given up a goal here in the early going, and it is 1-0 for them. And that was a pretty poor job by our defense. Palipua is in there, our star defenseman, and I mean, was he even part of this play? I think we have to put the blame there on Atu. Atu there, not the goalkeeper Atu, but the other Atu, Joe Atu, is in there, I think, for his first start so far. And boy, that was Milani, one of the two Milanis, with a free kick that almost went in. That was about as close as you can get. Over to Ryan Couture, looking for Walter Assam, and Walter Assam is beaten and then given the yellow card. So not a very auspicious start here for us. We're not looking like the team that's been dominating the league so far. The other Atu, the goalkeeper, is able to run over and grab that one, and let's see what we can do. And he lumps this one forward, looking for one of the Milanis, and his shot on goal is above everybody's head. It would be nice if we could, I don't know, give him some support and have some other guys attacking. Han Jong-sung looks like he's not having the best game of his career. He's down to 6.3 right now, and unfortunately, it might be one of those games where we have to just put Milani in and hope for the best. Famaona passes over to Han Jong-sung. Can't find him. It goes over to Milani. Milani with it, looks for Han, can't find him again. And this Milani has it again over to Han, whose header is off target. That was an outstanding cross. That was an amazing, amazing cross there by that Milani. And unfortunately for us, Han was able to get the ball in good range, but his header is just off. I don't know if he's been working on that in training or not. And yeah, I mean, this is what happens when you start playing some of those fringe players, right? They end up having poor games. He's down to 6.1. He's just begging to be taken off there at halftime. And I might end up having to give him some sort of fine. Of course, I can't find him anything because he's not making any money. It wouldn't be great if you could find him, even though he's not making anything. And this kick from them is over the goal head, and we have a free kick, and it turns into a throw from Walter Assam. And it goes back to Ryan Couture here. Couture with it, looks forward for Han, and he misses the header again. Han is unfortunately probably not going to be on this team for much longer. This is looking pretty bad. Atu grabs that one, somehow manages to stop it from going over the line. That was actually pretty impressive from Atu. He had a 5.9, now down to 6 up to 6.0. That is for Han. And he's just having a really, really poor game. Like I said, this is probably going to be the last time you see him play for us. And that one goal that he had, I think it was one, had me hoping earlier on, but it's just not to be. Famoana now, passes this forward to Han, who might be onside. No, he's offside. And it doesn't matter. The shot didn't go in anyway. They had wide open net, and the shot still doesn't go in. Doesn't know how to play. Yeah, I'm not very happy with the way this team is playing so far. This is the first time that we've had a match where I haven't been so happy with it. Oh, and look at that. Our friend is not on the bench. I'm not sure who chose this bench. Actually, I did not use what the computer suggested. I chose it myself. So we're going to try to make a little bit of a movement here. We're going to, unfortunately, have to put Alpha back on, even though he's not fully rested. And the other one we want to take out here is Joe Atu. We'll put, yeah, that's not a really good trade. We're going to have to keep him on, unfortunately, even though I kind of blame him for that goal that was given up. And so much for our South Korean friend. He is going to have to wait. It's Ryan Coulter with an interception over to Afa with it, playing on the, I think we have him on the wrong side. No, I think that's right on the left side. I think that's where we want him to be. And we'll see what happens. Afa looks nervous coming on, which is always a problem. Hopefully, though, he'll be able to overcome his nervousness. I mean, we've put a lot of pressure on him, but he's a good player. Kalliope here now, and he steps back, takes a shot. That was a good shot on goal that just whisked over the top of the goal. And so it's back over for another goal kick for them. And it is Atu with it over to Kalliope again. He finds Milani. Is he onside? No. Yes, he was onside, and that's blocked and out for a corner. Given the trajectory of that shot, I thought he just gave up on it and kind of popped it forward. And here's Kalliope now, again, with the corner, and he's looking for Ryan Coulter. I think that was a near post corner. Couldn't quite find him. And his Tualaulele, who is dispossessed by the other Milani. And so onwards we go, and hope that we can get the ball back, but we don't have it now. It is their Milani. And that header is far wide of goal, and not really too much for us to worry about. Half hour left. Walter Assam here with the throw over to Afa, back to Walter. Walter looks and he finds the Milani, and unfortunately that header is just over the goal. As I've said before, it's not the tactic, guys. It's your personnel. It's your personnel and how they gel together. And sometimes you have good players, sometimes you have poor ones. And unfortunately, we have a number of poor ones here right now. We turned off the first transfer window, which is why we're kind of stuck with these guys. And there is Milani again, back to Vaiali, over to Palipua. Palipua knocks this one forward, looking for the other Milani, cannot find him. And Gray cannot get onto that one, unfortunately, our midfielder, who hasn't really done much. And Ryan Coulter's beaten by that. And unfortunately for us, that shot is wide. That was really, really poor from Ryan Coulter. And yeah, not so good here on defense. And yeah, I mean, Coulter just playing in the wrong place. He's playing the ball, not playing the man. He's not thinking about what is coming and what he needs to anticipate. Coulter lumps this one forward now, looking for Milani over on the right side, and he wins it somehow. And there it is over there to Kalliope, whose header goes in. What a miraculous goal for Kalliope, right when I thought for sure we were going to lose this match, and it's 1-1. And I wasn't expecting this at all. This is completely against the run of play. So Milani's beaten. He manages to get the ball anyway and knocks it over to Kalliope, who's triple teamed, and he somehow gets a head onto it, and he knocks it past the goaltender, and it's 1-1. And they're telling me to replace Palipua, but not on your life. We need Palipua in there because he's the only one who knows what he's doing in defense. Milani grabs this ball from the opposition player over to Vaiali, and that's a little bit of that, what do you call that, that overlap there that we have on that right side. We have it actually on both sides. That's part of your wing play. It's back to Milani again, who for some reason knocks it forward instead of taking it down. I don't know what he thought he had behind him. I don't know. It seems like he heard ghost footsteps or something. Kalliope with this now, and his shot, unfortunately, is high and wide. This is a really odd decision to make, but like I said, we don't know the numbers for the attributes, so I don't know what his decision-making is like. Maybe it's really low. Who knows? We don't have, much that we can tell. That's what happens in hardcore mode. Kalliope knocks this one forward, looking for Afa, and that is headed back, and it's not going to be out over the touchline. Instead, they have it for a counterattack, and here comes that counterattack as we have a player there who was out of position, but fortunately their counterattack is so slow that we're able to get back. And it is their Milani who has it, and maybe he's onside. Yes, he is onside, and that ends up being a corner for them. So we are in some trouble here now. Let's see if we can head this one back. They only have 1, 2, 3 men up there in the box, and we are able, fortunately, to head this one back, and it is Kalliope who's charged with the foul. That was a pretty blatant tackle and foul on his part. Not much to complain about there, and it will be Setla. I'm not sure how to say that one. And that ends up, fortunately for us, not going in, and we're just going to stick with this, including these absolutely beat defenders. Milani ends up going and grabbing this one, passes it forward to the other Milani, his brother, I think we'll say, and the brothers pass it back and forth between each other. Pass it to Milani, please. And instead, there is the cross over to Kaleopo, who just explodes on that one. That hits his toe, and man, there's no way you can stop that one. And it's 2-1 here for PanSa East FC. And this has been one of the most incredible comebacks I've seen so far, at least in this save. This is one of the best comebacks I've seen in FM23, I believe. You've seen most of my FM23 experience. I think I put every single game here on YouTube. Kaleopa, what a shot. And this kid's not too bad, is he? Knocks that one past the goalkeeper. There's no question about it. We have the 2-1 lead. Again, it's against the run of play. 4 minutes of extra time remaining. Let's see if we can hold on. And Kaleopa here with it, and that time is running out. And Ryan Coulter, unfortunately, cannot quite get ahead onto that. And now we just have to defend for a few more seconds. And let's see if we can do it. And they are trying to knock it back and forth from one wing to the next, and it's not really working. They're moving laterally and then moving backwards, not moving forwards the way that we do. And it ends up being lumped over to Atu, our goaltender, and there is the full-time whistle. And so we have won this one miraculously. We did dominate XG, 1.54 to their 0.57. Possession at exactly 50%. Boy, that was a scary one, but we did it. We came away, and they have, I would say, a pretty good team. I'll see you tomorrow. Let's see if we can win that one as well. Bye-bye.